The date today is, this is Terry Wager, and the date today is February 21st, 2015. I've reported on past vlogs that I'm a victim of a murder conspiracy. My wife was having an affair with somebody in law enforcement, and they turned my wife against me behind my back. And my wife, in turn, turned our daughters against me behind my back. And my wife and her daughters were trying to hide the fact from me that my wife was cheating on me with a cop. And my wife's lover, Officer Eric Carlson, and his partners and buddies in law enforcement decided they were going to, since they had my wife and her daughters turned against me, they decided they were going to set me up as a pedophile, and they were going to murder me off. They were using sting tactics to set me up for crimes that officers and their buddies and their partners and their relatives and whatnot and their girlfriends and whatnot, they were essentially a multitude of people got together that are associated with my wife's lover, Officer Eric Carlson, and all these people were either in law enforcement or their relatives of people in law enforcement or their girlfriends of people in law enforcement, and they were having fun essentially setting me up for crimes. And the whole time my wife and our daughters, I don't know if you heard that or not, but they just blew a whistle out there. They're trying to torment right now. They want me to get up and out of my chair and go over there and see if I can't catch their asses on video doing this shit. I've already explained I'm surrounded by sting operatives. Here I am sitting here trying to explain the situation, and as I'm trying to explain the situation, the sting operatives are right outside my apartment over here, and they're blowing a fucking whistle. Portland Police have this apartment right here. And the Portland Police have that apartment right there, and the Portland Police have the apartment directly below mine. And the apartment manager that lives on site here is helping these police officers, gave these police officers permission to take over surrounding apartments. And she moved from that building to this building, and it's literally right next door to the apartment that's directly below this one. Now, I've already proven on video that the Portland Police Department had their civilian operatives and plainclothes Portland police officers residing in that apartment directly below mine, and that they're using children in their sting operation. I've already proved this on previous videos. I'm quite literally surrounded by the Portland Police Department and their civilian operatives and their whores and their girlfriends and their relatives and anybody else that wants to lie for law enforcement. They have quite literally taken over all the surrounding apartments, and they're deliberately staging and committing crimes near my apartment, and are verbally and in an organized fashion are literally running around in the neighborhood and vilifying me for their crimes. They poisoned me. They literally poisoned me, and I was and still am severely debilitated from it. And while they had me in a debilitated condition from poisoning me, they were setting me up for break-ins. They were setting me up for rapes and murders, and the whole time they were using their civilian operatives to back up the false accusations on me. And that included my wife and her daughters. Like I said, they had my wife and daughters turned against me behind my back, and my wife and daughters were helping and assisting these officers in framing me for crimes. This is by no measure of the word a professional sting by any measure of the fucking word. It's a sting in the sense that police departments exercising their fascist powers to take over the surrounding apartments. But they're not here because they're going after bad guys. They're here because these are my wife's lovers and their buddies and their buddies' relatives and whatnot. These law enforcement frames people and they murder people and they treat this activity like it's a fucking sport. The Portland Police have the department right next door, right there. The cops with the badges and the guns are right there and right there, side by side on either side of my apartment, and in the apartment directly below mine. Most of the rest of the apartments surrounding this building, or this particular apartment, is filled with their civilian operatives. In other words, their buddies, their relatives, their girlfriends, that kind of a thing. And they're not here to investigate or to go after bad guys. They're here to take over the area like a fucking cult, just like any other gang would, to control and dominate the area for their own operations. And in this particular situation, their own operations is all about them staging and committing crimes and then giving me the blame while I'm in a debilitated condition. They have no intention of me having a trial over anything. They just wanted to make me look like a bad guy, and then they wanted to murder me off. Essentially, they had my wife and daughter's life for them, so they had more than enough people to testify on their behalf. So all they worried about was just making me look like a bad guy. That's all they worried about. That's all they focused on. They don't care if I knew they were doing this. They didn't give a shit if I knew. There's nobody that I can call that gives a shit. Nobody recognizes complaints on sting operations. They're not hiding the fact that they're doing this. While I'm recording this vlog, they're right out there blowing a goddamn whistle. Right outside my apartment. I could tell from the sound. You can't tell from the sound of it, but since I am here, I can tell the sound of the whistle where it came from. It was right over here, on the catwalk, right in front of this apartment, right next door, as I'm sitting here explaining what's going on. They're right outside my apartment blowing a whistle. Now, I've already pointed out the fact, I should point out the fact that this particular apartment building and the apartment building on the other side of the courtyard over there, both of these two main buildings of this apartment area are only one-bedroom apartments. There, they just blew the whistle again. I don't know if this caught it or not, but they just blew the whistle again. This time they're out near the vehicles where the parking lot is. So they're deliberately taunting and toying and provoking right now is what they're doing. They're in provoke and terrorize their victim mode right now. They're hoping I'll just get up and try to get them on video. And I'm not going to waste my time because I know damn well they'll just, as soon as they blow the whistle, they duck under cover because they don't want me to get them on video. They don't necessarily duck. They just make sure they're not within my line of sight if I try to get them on video. So, but it's a constant state of terrorizing. The apartment manager is assisting these officers. Like I said, she's in the apartment directly next to this apartment over that way. So she is very much a part of this. They're right in front of my apartment right now. They're standing right in front of my fucking apartment right now. They just stopped right in front of my fucking apartment. They're deliberately daring me to go to my fucking door. They deliberately walked right in front of my fucking apartment. They stopped right in front of my fucking door, and then turned around and went back that way, and then went down the fucking stairs.
and they were booking it to the truck. And there's another guy right over there acting like he's looking up, acting like he's bird watching. Over there, he's acting like he's faking, acting like he's bird watching. He caught him. I caught their fucking asses. That's that red truck you saw out there. And that bitch you saw out there by that red truck, that's the same bitch that came from the apartment directly below mine and was with a Portland cop who was wearing a Portland police jacket that I have on a previous video. So these are Portland sting operatives. That motherfucker at the far end that I caught on video, he's a Portland police sting operative. I'm surrounded by Portland police sting operatives. They're deliberately harassing and provoking for their video surveillance. That sting operative literally stopped right in front of my fucking apartment. Literally. He literally stopped right in front of my fucking apartment and turned around and went back down the fucking stairs. There's the motherfuckers that were blowing the fucking whistles out here. You know, Terry caught it on video. He can prove it now. Jesus fucking Christ. They're not even trying to hide it. They're deliberate. These are the people that walk back and forth in front of my apartment. These are Portland cops, and they're fucking whores. These people are murderers. These are the people that... Did you hear that? They blew the whistle again. Damn whistleblowers and fucking sting operatives. He's got a goddamn whistle with his fucking... He was blowing a fucking whistle. That son of a bitch. Damn fucking sting ops. Oh man, Terry's gonna fucking... Jesus fucking Christ. They're majorly stepping this shit up. Now they're fucking blowing the damn whistle when I step outside. Those fuckers in that red truck, that's the Portland Police Department, and they're whores. They're civilian whores. I already have them on a previous video. The male was wearing plain clothing, but he was wearing a Portland police jacket over his plain clothing. That son of a bitch that was by the red truck, he literally came up the fucking stairs. I've already got video of that guy and that bitch that's with him coming from the apartment directly below mine. That son of a bitch came up the fucking stairs after I started blowing whistles and shit. He came up the fucking stairs, walked right, and I just got done telling you there was somebody right there in front of this apartment blowing a whistle. Well, the son of a bitch walked right here, stopped right in front of my doorway. I could see him through the cracks of the shades here. So I got to the door, saw the dude booking it down the fucking stairs, and said, fuck it. I already know damn well I caught the son of a bitch on video getting in front of my fucking doorway. And sure enough, there the motherfucker is going, they're booking it down the stairs. And oh gee, this is the Portland cop that I've already got on a previous video wearing plain clothing, but he has a Portland police jacket on over his plain clothing. These are the sting operatives that gave my wife permission to poison me, and these are the sting operatives that the apartment manager here is allowing to take over the surrounding apartments surrounding mine. This is not an investigation. This is a murder conspiracy. They fucking poisoned me. They put death threats in my fucking home. They bragged on audio death threats they put in my fucking home. And I know that son of a bitch standing over there acting like he's fucking bird watching. That's just bullshit. Yeah, stand there and look up at the sky, sting op. Dumbass fuck bastards. Last year, I caught the sting ops that were in the apartment directly below mine, deliberately placing children in front of me as I go down the stairs to leave the apartment, when, because I have to go down these stairs to leave this apartment. And I leave the apartment once a month to go to the bank and to go grocery shopping, to basically buy necessities. And they know I'm disabled, they know I'm on SSI, so they wait for like the first of the month, or the, I usually leave on the first or the second or the third of the month to go grocery shopping and go to the bank. So my schedule for them is like extremely predictable, meaning they know at the first of the month I have to leave the apartment. And they usually, the sting operatives that are day in the apartment directly below mine down there, directly below here, they were deliberately placing children in front of me, in front of the stairs as I would start to walk down the stairs. And they did this repeatedly. They did it like 3 times prior, and it was a repeated process. And each and every time, the apartment manager was taking part in the street theater performance of theirs. So, like after the 3rd time, I'm thinking to myself, Jesus Christ, the next fucking time I step outside to go to the bank and go to the store, I'm going to turn my cell phone on, have it record while I step outside and see if I can't catch these fuckers in the act doing this. Not only did I catch them in the act of deliberately and intentionally placing children in front of me as I go down the stairs, but then I actually caught these motherfuckers making false pedo accusations as I walked away to go to the store. So I literally caught them in the act of deliberately and intentionally placing children in my path as I go down the stairs. And then immediately after that, they're making false pedo accusations. So I proved these sting operatives, these Portland pedophile cops and their whores are using children in their sting operations. These fuckers are the ones that were sleeping around with my wife and her daughters, and they're the ones that gave my wife permission to poison me to death. When I found out they were using a fucking Portland cop as a goddamn body double to impersonate me, that's when I tried to warn people about it, and that's when my wife poisoned me. And then after they had me poisoned and debilitated, they just continued staging crimes, and they continued using my wife's lover as a double, and they just continued setting me up for this crime or for that crime or for this crime. And the whole time, I was surrounded by sting operatives the entire fucking time. They're not hiding their guilt. The fucking son of a bitch just walked right in front of my apartment, stopped. He didn't knock on the fucking door, and then he booked it back that way again. He's not hiding. They weren't hiding it. They just did this. I'm fucking recording that. Now you know why when I make these vlogs, I don't actually turn the camera and record myself. I don't waste my time doing that. You know why? Because every time, quite often when I record a vlog like this, quite often they'll stage some sort of a stunt right in front of my fucking apartment. And I caught them in the act. They're trying to hide the fact they're cops. They're Portland police officers. The person that's driving that red pickup truck, he's a Portland cop. It doesn't matter what jacket he has on now. He could be a completely different. This could be a completely different people than the people I recorded previously. But the people I recorded previously came from the apartment directly below mine, and they were pounding on the fucking wall right there behind where my refrigerator is. They were literally for them, it would be the equivalent of pounding way the fuck up there, because the sound, for me anyway, was coming from down here. So that's what they were doing. They in the apartment down below, and they're hitting up there. So from my perspective, the sound is coming from right here, and I was aiming my camera at that location, and then I could hear the motherfuckers in the apartment down below stepping outside. So I got up to go to the window to get these fuckers on video. And these are the Portland, it was a Portland cop and his whore. So a Portland cop and his fucking whore came from the apartment down below. They were deliberately pounding on a fucking wall up near my floor, where my floor is right here. So they're deliberately terrorizing and taunting and provoking me. It's like being surrounded by a gang of terrorists, and they're flaunting the fact that they have departments all surrounding mine, and they deliberately terrorize me while I'm inside my home because I have no way to prove they're terrorizing. Now, I know damn well the apartment manager literally gave these fuckers permission to take over the surrounding apartments. And this is not a sting operation. It's not an investigation. It's not what you would call an official sting operation. It's one of those type of sting operations where it's the cops that are committing the crimes, and they have no intention of admitting to their fucking sting op at all. Now, not only did I catch these fucking sting ops deliberately, intentionally placing their asses right in front of my fucking apartment, right after they blow some fucking whistles, and then they start blowing some whistles some more. Oh, gee, after I catch them on video booking it to their red pickup truck out there, oh, gee, I catch on video that Xfinity cable company person. Oh, he was also blowing the same type of whistle. The same fucking whistle. Had it on his keychain. And the whole time they have the sting op over here, standing over there on the opposite side, and they do this all the time. They always flank their targets. They always flank their targets. Now, that was a deliberate and intentional act on their part to get me to step outside to catch them on video. They wanted it. They were grinning. They were excited. That woman that was by the red truck, she was fucking grinning. They were booking it down the fucking stairs. They were in a hurry heading to that truck, and the whole time they're grinning. They were grinning. I didn't get a chance to see the dude's face at that moment, but when that bitch got to the passenger door, oh man, I saw her booking it towards that truck when they were going down the stairs. And when I got over to the banister over there to look down at the truck and see that dude and that bitch, the bitch was grinning. So I saw her booking it. They were literally, she was booking it, not so much him, but she was booking it, and she was grinning. So this is sport to sting ops. They're deliberately harassing and provoking. And any time I step outside to catch these fuckers in the act of harassing and provoking, they're getting me on video surveillance, and they want to use that against me. Well, they don't show anybody video of this organized group of people harassing me. All they show people is me trying to catch them in the act. Now, what does that make me look like? See, that's exactly why. That's why they provoke, and that's why they harass. Because when I react to their harassment, when I react to their provoking, they're recording my reaction. And then they'll just pretend, oh, he's mentally ill, that kind of a thing. And they smirk while they do that. These people committed a homicide. These sting ops committed a break-in and a rape and a fucking murder. 2007, March 26, 2007, Officer Eric Carlson and Officer John Ray of the Portland Police Department committed a break-in and a rape and a fucking homicide of a child. They had at least 5 of their female sting operatives helping them with that crime. The entire time, they were using Officer Eric Carlson as a photo double. And they bragged, as a group, they bragged to Clackamas Walmart employees about all the fucking crimes they committed. And they laughed and bragged about how they were setting me up as a pedophile to Walmart employees. I have no patience nor tolerance for their bullshit. They already poisoned me. They've covered up my 911 calls. There's not a fucking police officer in this entire fucking city that will take a complaint on these fucking motherfuckers. If I had any means to defend myself, you better believe I would use it. Without hesitation. You know, it's called self-defense. Okay, I'm going to end this vlog right now.